Good morning, solar YouTubers. Today is Friday, November 7th of 2025. My Vevor is up and charging. The batteries has been running now for a few hours. It takes about 3 to 4 hours to charge. I just cooked breakfast this morning, so I used a couple amp hours on that one, a couple on that one. There's the star of the show. Hey, your fans want to talk to you. Hey, your fans want to talk to you. Yeah, there you go. That's a pretty crappy day. There's no sun today, looks like, for now at least. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like today. So, well, that was it, guys. There's no whole lot going on here. Just one quick thing. I've made about 8 videos and I keep going on this tangent, so I'm trying not to go on this tangent. For those of you who are new into the solar game, for those of you like me just kind of messing around with it, I just got my refrigerator, a fan, and a heating blanket off grid on that system. On this system is just my NuWave and my coffee maker. I make tea out of it. So that's my NuWave sitting there and my coffee maker. That's my 2,000 watt generator in case I need it. So for those of you who are new in the game, the batteries, if you get the LiFePO4, the LiFePO4 batteries, they're the lithium ion phosphate batteries. These are the best batteries you can get right now on the market. There's no other chemistry that's better than this. Yeah, it's true, the sodium just got released from Bluetti, but we don't know a whole lot about it. We know that the charging for it is totally different. We know that the structure is totally different. For example, we have gas stations for gas, right? If we're going to go to electric or go to hydrogen, then we need a whole different infrastructure to, fill up the vehicles or charge up the vehicles. Same thing for the sodium ion battery. We just don't have that infrastructure for that battery. So for those to come out, we don't know yet. But for the LiFePO4 batteries, there's nothing to worry about. Okay, so like a lead acid battery or AGM battery or the other chemistries, the nickel, cobalt, and all that stuff, when you discharge it from 100 and recharge it, it's real sensitive about that charging. For example, these batteries here, this battery here has a 4,000 cycle lifespan. Okay, same thing with these 4 to 5, 6,000 cycle lifespan. I just know about it. Look at that battery. So what that means is, when this battery's at 100%, let's say at 27 volts is 100%. That's not true, but just to say that. And then you discharge it to 0 and back up to 127. That's considered one cycle of the battery's life. Okay? If you do that every single day, it's going to take you 10 years to reach this battery cycle life of 4,000, give or take. That's a long, long time. And another good thing about these batteries, if I go from 27 volts, 100%, down to 50% and charge it back up, that's considered a half a cycle because I drained it to the half capacity. So if I drain it every day, if I drain it 50% and charge it, instead of 10 years to reach that 4,000 cycles, it's going to be 20 years to reach that 4,000 cycles, and vice versa. So if I go from 100 to 75%, okay, so the cycles are cumulative, but it's not. You're never, ever, ever going to go through that. And then once you reach that cycle life of 4,000 cycles, the battery goes to 80%. Okay, so instead of, let's say, 27 27 volts is 100%, it's going to go down to like, let's say 29.8 volts. That's the top. That's the top it would go now. That's 80%. And from that point, you can discharge it and charge it all you want, and it does not affect the battery. Okay, that's indefinite until something physical breaks down with the battery. So the LiPo batteries are the best on the market. You don't have to worry about, like, like, for example, I pulled the battery out of my Jeep because it's not ready. It's been wrecked. I got to fix it. So I got it sitting inside the house here. Well, I'm going to have to put a battery maintainer on it so that doesn't, go bad on me. So that's a lead acid battery. These batteries, you do not have to worry about it. They're fine. Don't worry about the cycles. Buy it, stick it in, and going on. I put these batteries down to 60%. Okay, 26 volts, 60%. And then the VEVOR charges them back up to 100%. So I can do that for about 30 years, 35 years, and not even worry about, I can barely hit the 4,000 cycles. It's going to take me 20 plus years of doing this every single day to hit that cycle. So when you're doing a solar, you really don't know what you're doing, and you see the life cycles of a battery. If you get the LiFePO4 batteries, the LiPo4 batteries, if you get the LiPo4 batteries, that's what all these are here, LiPo4. Don't worry about the cycles. You can charge and discharge them, and it's going to take you, if you go from 100 to 0, take you at least 10 years. Okay, so don't have to worry about that. And most people don't drain them down to 0 anyway. Most people drain them down to 50, 40% and charge them back up. So don't worry about the life cycles. What you need to worry about is get the solar, bring solar in. And once you get the solar in, how are you going to charge up the batteries? It'd be a charge controller. How are you going to run your AC stuff? It'd be a power inverter. So you have to have solar panels, you have to have a charge controller, you have to have a power inverter, and you have to have storage. Okay? Those are the 4 pieces you have to have. And 3 of those, and the 5th piece is some kind of charging your batteries if you don't have solar. And that's what my gas generator does. So what the all-in-one inverter does, it has 3 of the 5 pieces into it, okay? So it has the charge controller built into it, okay? It's that's a 60 amp charge controller at 500 volts. So it can bring in 500 volts. And then it has your 3,000 watt power inverter, AC power inverter. Then it has the AC to DC battery charger built in. So mine's literally plugged into the wall. They don't have to be. I just leave it plugged into the wall. And it does not sell power back to the grid. It's not designed for that way, but it can use it. So let's say the grid power goes down and my batteries are, getting low. All I gotta do is just fire up my generator, plug it into the generator, and there you go. I'm charging my batteries if I have to, if I have no solar. So the all-in-one is a real good thing for beginner solar. I am a firm believer on the all-in-ones. Do not mess with, let's go down here and take a look. I do have 2 charge controllers. That is a 20 amp. And that's for the lead acid, and I bought the wrong one when I first bought this. That's for the lead acid and AMGs and all that, and that's for the charge controller. So I do have that, and I have let me get it out. Bring it out of the closet. It is a Red Odo 2,000 watt power inverter up there. I had that I'll run that for about a month. And the price you pay for, I have way more money in those 3 pieces. The charge controller and the power inverter than I do in just buying that whole. I bought the Vevor because I'm new to the game. I want to play around with them. This is only $258. I bought the 3-year warranty in case it breaks down. Vevor is kind of like the Harbor Freight, you know. Sometimes it's good quality, sometimes it's not. There's not a whole lot of reviews online on this. There's one other YouTuber that I know of that's using this. He's over there in Ireland or overseas somewhere. So that's why but he doesn't do a whole lot of reviews on this. That's why I'm doing it I do 2 videos a day just to show everybody how it's running. When it breaks down, it breaks down. When it doesn't, then it runs. So that's the quick video for this morning. And hope you guys had a good day. And just remember, don't worry about the battery life of the cycles of the battery. Just don't worry about it, because it doesn't matter. You will never reach the 4,000, 5,000 cycles. You can cycle it every single day, and you will never take 10 years. And most people don't have, this for 10 years. You know what I mean? They've always increased it or decreased or got rid of it, whatever. I'm just running this here. I'm playing around with this because I have it, for one, and for two, I am planning within a couple years to move out of this apartment and to live out of my truck with a slip-in camper. I'm going to put one in. I'm going to build one or something, or have a trailer that I pull and live out of the trailer, or something to that extent. I don't want to live into a physical building anymore. I don't want to do it. So I'm just learning the system and see how small I can get it, understand it, because I'm going to be living out of coolers, more or less. 12-volt coolers. Want to be a freezer, want to be a cooler. This is why I'm doing this setup, just to mess around with it while I have time. This system, I do not have enough solar on my roof. I just don't have it. I only got 400 watts. In order to charge these batteries back up in 3 hours, I need about 1,700 watts, and I'm not even close to that. So hopefully sometime next year, I can get that solar up on the roof. I want the 400 to 500 watt panels. So it's 400 watt panels. I need 5 of them, but I don't want a odd number, so I need 6 panels. That's about 2,400 watts if I go with the 400 watt panels. If I go with the 500 watt panels, it'd be 5 panels, but still I don't want odd, so I'm gonna have 6 panels. That'd be 3,000 watts. That'd be awesome. And I'm not going with I'm going to bifacial. Okay, I'll show you guys this weekend when I get up on that ladder if my knee will let me. For the new people who don't know, I wrecked my Jeep last Wednesday, and I slid on the vehicle in front of me came to a sudden stop because he almost hit that car. I don't know who it was in the front. Well, the car, I hit a van. I rear-ended a van. That van almost rear-ended another vehicle. So by the time, I seen the brake lights come on, and I had a good distance, not speeding, good distance. But by the time you react, and I don't have anti-lock brakes in that, so when you lock up the wheels, you lock up the wheels. My truck has anti-lock brakes, but the Jeep does not. Oh well, so my knee is still pretty screwed up. Can hardly bend it still. But if I can get up there on the roof this weekend, I gotta fix my solar panels. The wind kind of blew them a little bit. But I got 400 watts of regular panels up there. They're 100 panels. I got 4 of them, and then I have a 200 watt bifacial panel, and that bifacial panel will start charging sooner, and then keep charging later than the regular panels. So that's going to be sometime this next year, because I live paycheck to paycheck, and I still owe money on this system here. And so when I get that paid off, then I can start working on solar panels.